Humans love dirt. Did you know that? From the Neolithic to the copper, to the Industrial Age to even now, we've been using dirt. It's to the point that a scary amount of deaths have been caused by the ground on our feet. I'm bringing this up because the other day I was walking around to the gas station. It was around 1 in the morning, and there was this trashy looking guy talking about dirt rights. Of course, he was probably drunk, but like, dang, that's extremely disrespectful to all the people held by the achievements dirt has given us. My own uncle owns a shop where he sells shiny rocks to tourists he dig up from the ground. And it's not like the dirt has feelings. Are they going to come up to me in court and fight over it? I mean, really, come on. So after I got my pizza from the gas station, I stood there watching him. I mean, it was hilarious. This guy thought he was some sort of revolutionary. He's out here preaching about dirt. It's not like it has a conscience or that it can complain. I mean, we use it, we make it, and then we use it some more. I mean, it's our right to do whatever we want with it, right? So I stood there watching him, laughing at him. And then I decided to take another bite of my pepperoni pizza. Dang. I think most people like meat. I like meat, and chances are you also like meat. And if you don't, I mean, good for you. But isn't it kind of crazy how we eat pigs, but we don't eat dogs? I mean, they're both about the same intelligently. You can even own a pig as a pet, but we treat dogs like a little royal in our house, while if anything, we treat pigs no better than the dirt they roll on. And the same goes for most animals. You know, if you think about it, humans are actually quite specious. I mean, why does a dumb newborn have more rights than a creature with the brain of a 4-year-old? I mean, I'd like to have a nibble at a baby. I only jest, but for real, imagine putting a 4-year-old in the position of a pig, being carried to your death in the back of a truck, in some small, tiny cage. I think most people would consider that wrong. And even on the same level as such horrible things such as Nazi Germany. But they don't have the intelligence for consciousness. And maybe you're right. Maybe they don't have consciousness, but they at least have a soul in those eyes of theirs. I mean, look at them. Look, there's this term in Jainism, or I guess I should call a pillar, called Jiva. Okay, all right, you get the idea. That's the idea that every single thing alive, from the insects to us human beings, have a soul. And isn't that true? I mean, nobody wants to die. From the smallest amoeba to the biggest elephant, we all want to live. We like pleasure and we hate pain. And that holds true for all things, even from infancy. Anyways, speaking about babies, did you know that we kill 350 million babies a year? That being rooster babies, of course. But does that really make it any better? I mean, the Black Plague only killed 200 million people. We're doing 150 more. By the way, the reason for that isn't because they're sick or just because of some genetic disease, but because they're males and won't lay eggs. Imagine the value and worth of your life being chopped up to if you can shoot your own placenta out your butt. Is that not absolutely insane to think about? Well, the Roosters definitely did. They even wrote a whole manifesto about it. I mean, way to go, Kings. And I guess let me read it out for you. The Rooster Manifesto, the egg and the coal. The egg, growth, productivity, the symbol of life, the commoditized treasure. A hay lends eggs. She is cherished, fed, sheltered. Her existence is justified by output. The coal, useless, expendable, the hatching with the wrong biology. A rooster does not lay eggs. He is thrown away. Suffocated, crushed, drowned, buried alive, his existence is a problem to be solved. Two fundamental systems, product and waste. The core contradiction of every backyard, a farm, every system of production. For every hen there was once a rooster, and the rooster was erased. Production. Selective breeding, efficiency, optimization, the race to more eggs, fewer problems, no noise, no conflict, waste. Destruction, disposal, silence. The rooster is unwanted. Byproduct of a system that only sees the value of things it can harvest. The rooster is the fallen, the forgotten, the excess. Erasure is a drag. It happens every day, every hour. It takes time to destroy what is born, the world, bogged down with the problem of the rooster. It builds mechanisms of disposal. It's systematic. It's invisible. It's unquestioned. The culture dismisses the rooster as an inconvenience, a fight, a noise, a failure of nature to align with capitalistic logic. No eggs, no use, no value, no place, no future. The mythology of a rooster. A brute, a fighter, a symbol of toxic masculinity, a crowing menace, a source of conflict, a threat to peace, an obstacle to industry. But what is a rooster really? A protector, a guardian, a song that marks the day, a social being woven into the fabric of the flock, a dancer, a lover, a presence full of grace and fire. The rooster is not the problem. The system is the problem. What world do I dream of? A world that does not measure value by output? A world that does not create life only to discard it? A world that listens to the crow instead of silencing it? A world that reclaims the rooster not as a waste but as a wonder? To live, to crow, to be. Roosters will not disappear. Roosters will not be waste. The system must answer for them. The system must change. Let them live. Let them be seen. Let them crow. Whoa. Chills, man. That's chills. I never knew that. I never knew roosters could type so well. What do you think? Anyways, roosters do very much point at the problem. You know, it's rooted in the system. The idea of mass production. The idea of maximum profit. It's dangerous. Not even to just animals, but the earth. And even humans. But if it's so dangerous, then why don't we just simply fix it? I mean, let's be real. If we all decided one day to solve the world's problems, 90% of all issues we would face would be fixed by next month. So why do we do that? Well, it all comes down to greed, to pleasure, to that thing you always want. For example, my dad loves meat. He's always loved meat from the time he was born. He even describes himself as a carnivore. And I won't lie to you, he definitely passed down the meat-loving genes to me. But one day my dad was diagnosed with gout. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's a form of arthritis. You see, all the red meat he ate created a buildup of acid in his foot. And it gave him quite the painful case of gout. Luckily enough, it's pretty reversible as long as you don't eat meat. And thankfully, my father decided to never mind, just kidding. My dad went straight back to eating meat. Can you guess what happened next? But coming to a serious point, growing up, I've always been told that black people were treated like cattle, like animals, chained, forced to do work and killed without mercy, not even a reason. But that always brought the question to my mind, if we were treating slaves like animals, are we not treating animals like slaves? Does the fact that they're not as intelligent as us make it any better? Isn't it the fact that they're able to suffer enough? Isn't it the fact that they have a soul, a jiva, you know what I mean, enough to entitle some principle of equality? And I'm not saying everyone should go vegan. I'd be a hypocrite myself if I said that. I'm just saying, if industries such as cotton and other cash crops were able to succeed without the institution of slavery and the unneeded suffering of minorities, couldn't we do the same with animals? Imagine one day humans discover aliens, or I should say aliens discover us, and then they promptly enslave us. They milk us, they eat us, they cull our babies, they make necklaces from our teeth. But one day, a human breaks out and holds the alien farming us at gunpoint and demands, "Why are you doing this to us? Why are you being so ruthless, so cold, so vicious, so inhumane, even though we hold intelligence?" And then the alien responds with, "Why, your species has intelligence, but you're not as intelligent as us aliens. You're unable to understand our laws, unable to understand our philosophy, or anything beyond your primitive thoughts. And it's because we hold this supremacy over you that it's only right that we do what we feel is right for us." The alien then looks down, and then at the human, and then they ask, "Are we any different than you?" And that's cut. Okay. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I worked really hard. As you can see, there's the citations right there. Look at that. Look at all those. Yep. Anyways, if you ever see me, if you want to express your gratitude towards my amazing film, I'd appreciate a pat on the back. Maybe a little something, money, or whatever. I won't force you. All right, bye.